All right, guys, I'm gonna give you a wide view here of my classroom real fast, and then I will go around here and do more specifics here. So I'll start up here. This is my smartboard where I do a lot of my teaching from and everything from here. So my classes, my juniors just started Great Gatsby. So we've got our Gatsby digital notebooks right here where I can go through and ask them prompts, and they've got this on their own, but having this touch screen and be able to jump between tabs and do whatever's happening, this is a great resource for me to have here. So I use this. This is probably, I don't know, it's not the most high-tech thing, but it's very efficient for me. It works for me. It's $2 electrical tape that I just put up here, and I made myself a little grid for the students to see for my English 1 and my English 3 exactly what standards we're working on, what they're trying to learn here, as well as what homework or upcoming assignments or objectives that they may have to attack for this week. So my freshmen this week, I have 2 freshman classes. They are focusing on irony. We finished that up today, and we're working with sentence fragments, as well as my juniors. We're looking at the first chapter of Gatsby we finished today. We're gonna have a quiz on it tomorrow. So that's there. Over here, this is my cell phone caddy that unfortunately I have to have this because I teach, like I said, I teach mostly 11th grade students. And they're not students that are AP or CCP or an honors level. So some of them are generous, but most of them are not. A lot of them are counting down the 40 minutes that I have them for, and we're moving on. So I asked them to come in here, and they all have a designated number and cubby or whatever you want to call it here for them to go into. This is my desk area. It's a little crowded over here. It's kind of crammed back in the corner, but it works for me. I've got some motivational stuff on the board here, some of my own personal family stuff, yada yada. I keep my desk here. I try to keep it as clean as possible. Doing some Gatsby stuff. Like I said, we're just starting that up. Thankfully, it's my favorite unit to teach. With that, as I step out here, this is the wide view of what my classroom looks like. And I know that it is kind of bland and it's not the most enticing, and I don't have fun lights that I would like to have and a lot of the things that I would additionally add. This is only my second year in my classroom, and again, my school is also very rural. Like if I can show you out the window here, like I am in the middle of a cornfield here. So the school funding, it's not great, but again, this school is built in the 1950s. So what I have, I work with as best as I can. On the board here, I've got my bulletin board. I've got some of my favorite books, some of the books we teach, some movies I like, just some things to show a little bit about myself. The desk situation, as I show you here, I kind of have it put into this, I don't know, half and half, and then there's a few desks for straight on. I initially tried the pods 4x4, but then it became a little crammed, and I didn't love that, and I think that I really like this system that I've got here for whenever we do social stuff. I mean, again, if I look right here, they're separate and they're in rows, but they're only in rows of 3 and they're like a shoulder's width apart from each other. So anytime that I want to have discussions, this is almost more beneficial in my eyes than doing 4 little, I don't know, cubbies around the room. This seems to work for me. It works well, and I have the same thing on this side as well here. Over here, I guess I'll be honest, some of your classrooms are a little intimidating when I look at them, and some of you, I know I don't have a newer school and I don't have all of the luxuries that all of you are so gracious or pleasure to have here. I've got this podium that was literally left in this classroom when I moved in here. Sometimes I would teach from it, but I usually am not sitting still when I'm teaching. I'm walking up and down this alley back and forth. So I always allow a kid to sit up here. I usually have 1 or 2 kids. Over here's our class mascot. He was dropped off to me. Did not ask for him. That was great. We've got bookshelves here. Again, like I said, it's not anything. These are a lot of the books that we just read in class. All of my students have independent reading books that I try to push for them to bring in on Fridays when we have time for that. Bell schedule. I've got We Are Midview. It's like our principles, how to be respectful, responsible, and ready. I keep this one here, unfortunately, just because whenever somebody likes to have a little bit of an issue, I remind them that we're only in here for 40 minutes, and the best thing that you can do is just move on, and we'll get through this together here. some pictures here. I have this little random whiteboard that was up here, and I always do some random quote each week, something motivational, something meaningful. Not the most original thing, but it's something that, again, it works for me. I like it, and a lot of my students seem to look up and they'll be like, hey, where's your quote of the week if I'm slacking on a day or something. So that is always there. Again, the other side's a little plain. Got one of my favorite baseball players of all time on a flag up there, but that's pretty much the gist of it here. Like I said, I know it's not anything spectacular, but having the students being so close together really makes it work socially. Whenever they need to discuss or whenever they need help, they don't have to disturb or they don't have to walk around the room, and it's better than just traditional rows. And they seem to like it. I mean, I know the physicality of it's not probably perfect and it's not traditional, but it's something that, nearly wrapping up my second year, it has worked very well for me going forth. So I may try some other things in the future, but from what I've got here, this is what I've got. This is kind of my standing point. I just, like I said, I got up and down and back and forth, and I'm usually trying to interact as best as I can with each student here. So this is my classroom. It's nothing fancy, but at the end of the day, it's something that I've put together and I'm pretty proud of, and it works for me. At the same time as well, I have students that are 17 years old and they're in here for 40 minutes. And again, it's a general ed class, so teaching them The Great Gatsby and teaching them 1984, as much as I love it, I know that I need to do everything that I can to help them see the book through my eyes or see the book through a lens that is meaningful to them. So I don't know. I am by no means against putting some better things up in my classroom, but I think for my first 2 years here, I've been really focusing on getting through to them with the curriculum at the point standing here. So again, that's all that I've got here. Just one more last quick swoop. And that's what we got here. All right.